Clash of Clans podcast, episode 41. 41! We missed 40.
40, official 40.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep. And we're back with the Clash of Clans and the fans and the stands. I'm your pal, Biggie Bone here, and I'm here with my pal, Scotty.
Hey.
What's up, Scotty?
Not too much. How are you, Bonnie?
We're pretty good. We're joining the studio via Skype with our friend Boaz.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello, Boaz.
What is new? Well, you know what? First, let me just.
I don't know where we even start here. We're here in the WBSMT studio here at my house. Lady V's upstairs sleeping. We got the cats and the dogs are all chilling around here.
Okay, so
We're having
let
a
me
good
just
time.
shout out
Clash
the fact that
podcast.com.
We did a two-part episode.
We'll get to all right. I guess that's the thing.
Okay, we did a two-part episode with Boaz last time.
Which Scotty apparently didn't even listen to before he put it on the internet. I was kind of drunk, so I'm not sure what.
Don't worry, it was awesome.
You listened to it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I split it in half. I trust Boaz's opinion and split it in half to get it going. So we're doing it. We're doing uncut.
So our big episode 40 was actually the tail end of episode 39. So this is episode 41. We're happy to be.
But hey, 40 episodes.
It's a milestone.
So really like 50 episodes, but
yeah, with all the ones you erased and what we've had to redo and everything. Yeah, easily.
So happy 40th.
Happy 40th.
Okay. So Boaz, what's new?
There was all sorts of stuff I wanted to talk about the next time that I came on the podcast, but all that has kind of been put on the back burner now because there's this controversy that's rocking the world of Clash of Clans right now. So I figured we probably need to talk about that.
Yeah, we better talk about it because you texted me last night about it.
Oh yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, Scotty just told me. He didn't tell me how to do it or what it is, but yeah, hit me with it. Hit me with it.
Okay, so the issue is ghost raiding, which I don't
ghost raiding sounds awesome.
New term
/ airplane glitch, but so I don't really want to go into how to do it because I don't want to encourage people to be doing it.
You gotta tell me, Scotty, do you know how to do this?
You can find it anywhere on the internet. I mean, it'll say it, but I don't want to be the guy that like spreads it out there. But
you're not that guy. We're being that guy.
It's pretty, common knowledge if you look it up on YouTube or Google.
Yeah. So basically, there's a glitch that you can attack other people, and I'm not quite sure how to do it. You know what? I don't want to tell you because you might screw up. Because from what I know of how to do it, because I haven't tried it, I might screw up your war thing. So I'm going to do you a favor, and if you want to trust somebody else to tell you,
okay. Well, what does it do? What is the thing?
So the way it works is you start an attack, and then you
biddly boop something.
Make sure to cut your connection. At some point during the attack. I don't want to get too much detail. And so then it doesn't get recorded on the Supercell server. So you basically get to go through your whole clan war attack. You see where all the Teslas are, the traps, the clan castle troops, how the heroes react to when you're luring them and et cetera, et cetera.
You basically get a free practice attack.
Yeah, question
or as many free
question. Can you do it at any time during the thing? So like if your like attack is going badly, like these guys went the wrong way. This is not going to be 100%.
No, that's a very good question.
It off?
No, that's a very good question. You have to decide in advance whether it's going to be a practice or it's going to be a real
that kind of stinks. Then who cares? You know what? I have for finding out where the traps are. The lower end guys. I send Lady Boneyard in there like, but I have 2 attacks and there's nothing there. I'm like, go figure out what's in there.
That's the legitimate way to do it.
That's the only way to do it.
That's the right way to do it. So, so I heard about this maybe a few days ago from someone, and they're like, there's this way to cheat in Clan Wars. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. I'm kind of curious. We're currently 9-0 in Clan Wars.
Jesus Christ.
Stripes, you've been going nonstop since it started, huh?
Yeah, we have. Just because we've been undefeated, we wanted to keep going. So we figured as long as we keep going and winning, we're tied for the world.
You're going to really hate it if you when you become defeated once.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. Actually, we were kind of looking forward to like having a real knockdown, drag out ball against someone and have them, beat us, get bested and stuff. But yeah, so I guess I'll get to our latest war. But so when I was told about this glitch, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like I can do a practice attack, and then I'm not gonna get totally owned and embarrass myself when everyone's looking at the replays and stuff. And
oh
what
God,
the hell were you
that's
doing?
horrible.
So I was like, oh, I can get a little a dry run in there, and then I'll embarrass myself less. So I didn't really think too much of it. Like we were talking about it in the clan chat. Most of my clan was like, that's we can't be doing that. That's dirty pool. That's cheating. We shouldn't be allowing that in our clan. And myself and to their credit, they were saying that. But myself and a couple other people were like, well, if other people are doing it, we might as well do it too. It's just an unfair advantage.
It levels the
playing field. And so I didn't really think too much of it. I kind of noticed someone on the other team doing it in one of the clan wars and stuff. And
how can you tell?
So the way you can tell is that they start an attack. So like when the swords start clashing on one of the bases, and then the attack ends without any stars being given. Or
you can go 30 seconds of just looking at it before and still get out of there before before you're sure it's a cheat. But yeah, 2 minutes.
But it would be that person doing it over and over again, right?
Yeah, a 2-minute battle that doesn't do anything. The guys.
Oh yeah. If it's going for two, right? So it would stay going for that long.
Seconds, then they're cheating, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole 3 minutes, by, if they do it right and everything, and so I'd kind of noticed it, and it was like, oh, that's pretty cheap, but whatever. So we were 9-0. We were really looking forward to going into our 10th battle. We really wanted 10-0. We were going to do, a throwback shield week with our, original shield from when our clan started a year ago, and we were going to, do some other cool things once we got to 10-0, or at least got to our 10th win. And so we look at the clan we get paired up against, and they're much, much worse than the last couple of clans that we beat. Like we had our last one was 23 Town Hall 10s, and we have like 12 or 13.
That was like one of ours.
Yeah.
I
heard about that from Boots, one of the guys that just were like way too good, or not a fair.
I thought, if this is the way it's going to be, we're going to be fucked. Because it was one of those things where it was just like all these guys' bases are pretty top notch, but I think we were new to the strategy that's come about.
Like it was either our second or our fourth battle, because we went win lose there, it was we got on and we were like, oh yeah, we beat these guys, and then these guys are ready for it. But every one of them are attacking. They get 80 out of 90 attacks out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're trying to find phone numbers and emails of our guys like, hey, get on this.
Your fucking town hall back inside.
Yeah, right.
These guys are these guys are going to mean business.
If you want to stay in this league, in this clan, and even if you're not going to play, you have to leave it set up as a town hall inside.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry, you can't just leave your town hall outside anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so keep going with your story.
Yeah. So something that we realized. So for a while, the first few clan wars, it was all based on, we talked about the formula in the last episode, the walls, the heroes, just basically the strength of your base is what, and I guess your army too, you're attacking. So,
right.
But now we've realized, and I don't think it's just a coincidence, that they also do it based on the amount of wars you've won. So when we were 8-0, we were matched up against someone who had 7 wins. Then when we were 9-0, we were matched up against someone who had 8 wins. And so I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that they, not only now take the base and attacking into account, but they also take the amount of war wins into account.
So so eventually it's going to be, because you don't want 50, 1,000 clans that all have perfect war records.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't want someone who's uses almost all of their attacks, just steamrolling someone who's, kind of active, uses like half their attacks, it's just not.
We've won 5. We're up against a clan that has won 6. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah, so I feel like that's intentional, which is a good idea. It's good to, to level the playing field and everything. And so our last war, we were seemed to be outclassed. We were against these. Actually, I think it might have been 2 wars ago. They just seemed way better than us and ended up coming down to the wire. They were beating us at the very end, and then our top guys saved their attacks and went in like the last hour and pulled ahead, and it was epic. It was really fun.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean.
Yeah, so that was cool, and we were like, wow, we beat these guys who had more than half of their town halls were level 10. They only had like 3 town hall 8s. So these guys that we get matched up against now for our latest war, they had, I think, like 10 town hall 10s, like 10 town hall 8s. Like, we were looking at them, we're like, wow, these guys stand no chance. But we were also thinking, why did they have 8 war wins? Like, they just don't seem, maybe they got really lucky matchups or whatever, but it doesn't seem,
It seems like they could have a consistent record to win 8 with their type of.
Yeah,
okay.
They're
well, here's the thing. On the opposite end of the scale, they are, when they got matched up with you, what are you guys at for how many Town Hall 10s do you have in your clan?
So we're maybe, I think, like 12 or 13 Town Hall 10s, and maybe we have like 5 or 6 Town Hall 8s left, something like that. So,
so you're in the middle.
yeah, so
I'll tell you.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. That's another thing they do match it up to, is you got like a bunch of really high level of guys and then a bunch of really low level guys. You get matched up against, like, if you have 25 Town Hall 10s and 25 Town Hall 8s, you could evenly get matched up to 50 Town Hall 9s, right? The average.
Well, I'm not sure, because we've never been matched up against anyone with a Town Hall 7.
Oh, I think we just lost you.
We have been put on hold.
What? Put on hold?
So we'll wait for him to come back.
But on hold.
I do think that you're right on that. Let me see here.
I do think I'm right that it's matched up town halls, because I know what he was about to say, but we have some higher up guys and we don't have any town hall 7s. We don't even have any town hall. Oh, we do have some town hall 7s. We got to actually.
Okay, there he is.
I got a call that I wonder if I can turn off incoming calls. Or something.
It's okay.
It's all right.
We kept talking.
We just kept talking.
So you were saying you haven't gotten matched up with any Town Hall 7s?
Yeah, and I think that you guys have, right?
Like we had a Town Hall 6, I think.
Yeah, so I think it's because you guys have, even though overall you're higher level than us, you have a few low-level town halls, right? Lady B is Town Hall 7, and
got a bunch of people down at the back end. Yeah,
and I'll tell you what about that.
But here's
that landmine 84.
Yeah.
Big kudos to him. I don't know why, but people go in there and try to kick the shit out of him. He's probably had more like attacks.
He's our bottom guy. Yeah, he's the guy.
No, he's not even. No, he was like I think 2 or 3 from the bottom.
Sure,
but you see him constantly. Those things, he's under attack. And people are going for that 3rd star. They're going, yeah, I can do it. I don't know what he's doing, but he must be doing something right.
It works. I gotta check out his base and see how that looks.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, he's
when we got
4th from the bottom.
So, Boaz, when we got tied up or paired up with a guy with a Town Hall 6, they also had a Town Hall 10 that was like through the roof. Everything was maxed out, and we really were wondering, what's this guy doing with all the rest of these people, because he's so high up there. But he was, the top several people were way up there. And so they could have Town Hall 6s, and it was still even out.
But couldn't they say the same thing about you guys? Don't you have some people that are basically almost maxed Town Hall 10s, and then some people that are Town Hall 6 and 7 and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Who's our top guy? Nelson and Boots and them, right? And you don't have? Do you have gold and red everything?
No, but I've got maxed out mortars.
That guy had like maxed out everything, and he had those electrical walls, and he had. He was way up there,
right? But I think there's a certain cutoff point, right? I mean,
because
I've got almost maxed out. I've got maxed out Infernos. I have maxed out
the walls, dude.
There's a cutoff for, I think, in terms of
why wouldn't the algorithm that makes this whole thing include Town Hall or the walls going all the way up to maxed out?
At what point did Boneyard start using the word algorithm? Back to the days when the interwebs.
Seriously.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I used to do math with a pencil, so I can. I know my algorithms and equations.
Very nice. Well, so yeah,
That's all I
that's
know.
a really interesting way to point out, the that might be a factor, and I think it's a good factor if they do the war wins. But yeah,
That's part of it. Yeah.
Well, and I also think it's not just the average. Otherwise, you guys would get matched. We would get once in a while something below a Town Hall 8 or something. So I think it matches up really. Like, it doesn't do just the average. It actually tries to match you up with similar style clans.
Yeah, that's true. How many guys you got? How many guys?
We have, I think, like 48 right now.
So 45 versus 45 all the time.
Yeah, well, we were 40 versus 40 at the beginning, and then once we got up to like 8 wins, we started getting all these high-level guys requesting to us because they saw how many wins that we had, and they're like, "Oh, my clan is not, participating in wars, or they're being lame and not using their attacks or something." So, we saw, how many wins you guys have, and it piqued our interest. So we had a few people that joined like that, because we've never had people that are like 120 something just randomly joining the troop.
Sure, yeah.
Well, plus you're on the podcast too. I think the last time. So people...
yeah, but these are people in global who just saw because we don't let anyone into the clan after a war's been started unless we see them in global, because otherwise they could be a spy if someone.
Yeah, totally, totally. That happened like immediately. Well. Immediately, our very first...
We talked about this on the last one.
That's so funny. Our very first clan, we just send in one of our second accounts into the other clan and start telling them bad info and donating wall breakers. That was great. And then you saw that you watched the one replay, and then you see that one wall breaker come running out. So, like, that's our guy. That's our guy.
Have you heard anything about that? Any more about people doing that, Boaz? Have you heard any?
We haven't. We haven't done that because we don't have anyone with, high enough level alternate accounts and stuff, and so we just haven't really looked into that. But we've also just made a rule where we just don't allow people, because if you see someone in global, like the chances that they're associated with the other clan is,
right,
almost zero. But if someone randomly requests, then it's very suspicious, especially after a war.
That's what I'm going to do from now on. Is I'm going to just I'm going to start. I can figure out my second account, and I'm going to go whore myself on global during the war in hopes that we're going to get some intel and build an underground network. So then you would know you could share information.
You're definitely going to have to do a secret. I
log into this website to match up and build this intrigue web net. It's
well,
like
good luck with that.
Fucking
that sounds
Russians.
very labor intensive.
Cold War stuff.
You got too much work with this stupid thing.
I know, it's crazy. So you know what I noticed today, and this kind of pissed me off a little bit. And I think we talked about it in the update, information. But you do not get points or XP points for troops donated to the clan castle, to the war castle.
Yeah.
That's you should, but it is a whole separate thing.
Yeah, but fuck that, man.
You should because
do you know how many dragons I handed out last night?
Exactly. But I think the reason they do it is because they don't want people donating just for the sake of donating and getting the experience. So people, like we talked about in the last episode, putting crappy troops into the war castle.
Wall breakers, sucker.
I suppose like Boneyard really wants the
clan,
Boneyard waits till everybody goes to sleep, brews up just goblins, and then gives them all so he can get XP points to every person in the clan. That could really
wait 20 minutes and do it again. Wait 20 minutes and do it again.
But I was like, damn it! I gave away all these level 4 dragons, lots of them, and then I was doing wizards, and I'm like, well, I should have just been giving them out in the normal clan, because people are asking for more now because. With the clan castle troop upgrade.
Well, I only, I know. Oh, yeah, I'm getting up there too. We'll get to that. We'll get to where we're at in the game in a little bit here, but because we're still talking about clan war stuff.
Yeah, and I have more about the airplane situation.
Oh yeah, keep going.
Yeah, hit us up.
Yeah, keep going. We're getting a little. We always get off track here.
That's the way to do it. But so these guys, we got matched up against them. We were like, oh, this is going to be an easy 10th win here. And so we start the war, and they all start raiding us and stuff, and, they have all those swords clashing and all our things. And then a few minutes later, we look, and they don't have any attacks registered. And we're like, what's going on? And so they, they're doing it more and more. And so after a while,
be more obvious.
Yeah, it was
they all do it.
Yeah, so obvious. But then after a while, 3 stars pops up. This is after they've, shown like 20 attacks on the screen. 3 stars. Another few, minutes later, another 3 stars, 3 stars, and it was. So then once it slows down a little bit, you can see like one of them would go in and attack a few different bases to see, who they wanted to attack. Then they'd pick one, and they'd attack them again and again and again and again, just over and over and over. And there's especially one guy in their clan that did it like
he didn't get offline for 24 hours.
Something. Yeah, it was like it must have been so time consuming. They just spent so
much. I
wonder
if because you lose connection, you don't lose your guys.
No, you don't lose your guys.
Yeah.
You keep all your guys. You can just do it over and over.
It doesn't register. It doesn't.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of cool and just like bonk.
Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't matter because even then when I went in for the real thing, I'd probably fuck it up anyways.
Yeah.
I could practice as much as I want, but I think you get to a point where
wait, that's a rage spell, not a barbarian.
Yeah, I'm all cocky
when
and
I first heard about it. I was like, oh yeah, it's not going to be that big a deal. Okay, so these guys are not as good as some of the other clans we faced. The most anyone's got against us is like 77. Like we've got over 80 in every war, and the most anyone else has got is 77. So these guys, after like 60 of their 90 attacks, they already had over 100 stars against us. Like it is a massive, massive advantage to be doing this, and they spend so much time doing it. And I was like, before, it's kind of a cool thing, it's kind of cheap, but it's ruining clan wars. Like Supercell puts so much time and energy and thought into perfecting clan wars. It was so fun. Like I was just doing it, and now this like just this one little thing, and these clans, these cheap ass clans, ruin it. Like that's Supercell must be so freaking mad. Like,
but don't you think they'll be fixing this?
And you're like, hey, I wonder why they have 8 wins because they've been doing this since it started.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what we figured out.
That's what I said. And I said to Boaz on text last night. I said, maybe they'll just restart the war log.
Yeah, and I was like, hell no! I hope they don't restart the war log. We're fucking 9-0. But yeah, I could see where they would do that because
they'll just fix a bug.
But it doesn't. I guess it does say
and that clan will
on
be
the war log. It just says wars won, not necessarily wars lost, right?
Yeah,
but you can go into the history and find out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see other clans' history though, or just your own clan's history. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, and so we have been doing two wars a week and then taking 2 days off because. Frankly, I'm kind of glad we waited a little bit between the podcasts because I was really kind of overwhelmed at first. Mm-hmm. It felt like trophy pushing, because their rhythm wasn't there. So you're starting to get the stuff ready, and then you move it in, and farming changed. I think. I think and Boneyard had said this before we started, and that's what we said. Just save for the podcast, but. People's base setups just fundamentally changed to be easier.
Mm-hmm.
Because people in the clans that are participating in those clan wars,
they just I mean, that's what I did. I did a complete base change and made it so that I actually move I have to move my town hall out, and I move the dark elixir in. Just do that easy swap, and then all of my gold or depending on which one has more, my gold storage or my elixir storage, whichever one I have more of, that one gets switched with the air defenses, and the other one gets switched with cannons. And I just flop them in and out for 10 minutes when a war starts,
Flop them in and out.
Because all the I just flop it in and out, just flopping them around.
It makes you feel bad for Lady Boneyard.
Flopping it out and then just whack it right off. But yeah, I just have to, because everything's out on the outside, because those things have a lot of hit points. So people get, during clan wars, people get stuck out there going after that shit. And then but during a battle, I can leave my cannons and my air defense on the outside. Nobody's getting in here and getting what I need. I got to keep that shit secure, and it does.
Right. And so then you go to these bases and you're trying to raid, and I've been staying at the 2200 level, but your base designs are set up so that way you win more. Even if you take your town hall out, the chances of you winning somebody because they're just going for your loot.
Yeah, no. I go in and
so my trophy level's been staying up higher.
My trophy levels are low, real low, because I'm going in. I knock out half the base for half or 3/4 of the elixir, was basically what I've been going for lately. And then I die. Like I use just
Why don't
barbs
you just
and
drop
archers.
a couple archers?
Let's start where I'm at.
No. I want to say this.
Wait.
I want to say about this though, because here's what I've been doing with that is now I'm going into those battles, and instead of like pulling my king and queen out, I've been going, let's see what they can do, because that way when I get to, I'm going, all right. I'll have more knowledge when I get to the clan war about getting that base. And then, this is coming in and they're faced against these type of things.
Sure, okay.
And so I think you're doing a missed opportunity by by dropping trophies
I'm not.
I do the same thing though when I'm farming. Just use the minimum amount of troops to get the maximum amount of resources, so then I can attack as often as.
Well, no, not that. It sounded like to me that you're saying, Boner, you're sending your full army, but then you just shut down halfway through.
No. I'll take it out if they're taking it out. I'll take it out. I may not deploy a full army because there's no point.
Okay. I thought you were saying
once I get like, okay, my full army is just going to get killed on its way in anyway.
Okay. I thought you were saying
I'll take the loss of 10 trophies.
I thought you were saying I sent in my all balloon minion army. Guess what? I got the loot. Fuck it. I'm pulling out. You know why? Because I don't want to bother dropping trophies. But I forgot too that you are like the king of dropping trophies.
Well, I've been keeping it
so
pretty
you're
low.
sitting there at 100, 200 now?
I was at, when I realized, when I got done, when I finally got, I was looking for elixir to started my 3rd army camp to max out. Once I finally did that, I realized I had like 1,500 trophies because I just was going in, taking what I wanted, and leaving. And I would keep losing.
This is just like I don't know, like a dirty soap opera with Boner talking about a strategy.
And
here's what I want.
And here's what I'm using.
In and out.
Here's what I'm using. Barbs, two barrack barbs, 1 barrack archer, 1 barrack wall breaker, and two
round things in the shaft.
The melon and the banana. Okay. And I'm using the flying V technique. No, but I'm just going in with the cheapest army I can get. Barbs, archers, wall breakers, and then, throwing the minions to come over the top of the wall. And you just got it on the brain, son.
No,
my minions are coming over the wall.
No, I was just thinking, I wish Boaz was here to see your face, because you're just like, huh. I get to see, like, the way he says it's like, yeah, I just, launch these minions right over. Like, just to terrify them. Just to terrify the people.
They don't even kill anything. They just put them out there. They're like, oh my God, run!
They just look pretty. Yeah. And he wants to at least make the replay a little interesting.
And battle. Yeah. Oh, that horde of minions almost got to your town hall.
Yeah.
Next time.
Boom.
Well, so I have just a few more things about this
keep
before
going.
we get into where we are and stuff. So, yes, because I want to put these guys on blast, man. These guys are pieces of shit, this clan, because there's one thing to try to do some spies, and because you can prevent.
That's human intelligence. That's like you have to be crafty.
Yeah,
okay. What's the name of this clan?
So they're called Reddit Dusk, D-U-S-K. So
Reddit Dusk. Fuck you.
One of the Reddit clans, and I don't know if the Reddit clans like how like affiliated they are with each other, but whoever's like in charge of the Reddit clans, these guys are giving you a bad name, man.
Yeah, Reddit clan Dusk. Fuck you.
So cheap, they're screwing everyone over. They're like the Barry Bonds of clan wars here. Everything up. So we went in global.
They're juicing the bastards.
We went in global and we found them. So we all went on Norse Global.
Vanilli.
And then, so we were in the same globals with them. And so we were ripping on them and stuff. And they're like, well, it's allowed, because there's no rule against it, and you guys just need to lose with dignity and blah, blah, blah. And so we were just like ripping on them, oh, this is how Lance Armstrong's opponents must have felt, you pieces of shit, and blah, 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 we
might
we
even
would have
lose a
torn you
ball for
apart
that.
and all this stuff, and they're,
Might even take a ball.
we're taking screenshots of what you guys are saying, and we were ripping on them in our description and stuff, and we're taking screenshots of your description, and we're going to turn you in for being rude. And
That's hilarious. No, so what
We're going to tell Supercell that we're cheating and that you guys are calling us out on it.
That's awesome because you know what? You're ripping on them. It worked. Because they got all pissy and had to take pictures. Oh, we're telling.
So mean. You guys are mean. But so then other people in Global caught on to the to what the argument was about. And so then other random people from other clans started ripping on the Reddit Dust guys too. You pieces of shit. Oh, you're going to go to Supercell because they're insulting you? Supercell is going to ban you guys because you're cheating. Like, how are you guys the ones that are right? And so all these people were backing us up and stuff. And so I was so mad. So it was very satisfying to see them getting ripped on by all these other people.
The Milli Vanilli.
Being on our side. And
I don't know. I liked Milli Vanilli. I still have the tape, actually. That might date me a little.
But they actually didn't sing the song.
No, but you know what? They did later. Did you ever see that when they got busted? They actually, quick got a singing coach and then sang the songs live. And, of course, they're I don't know, South African or European or something. So this crazy accent that didn't sound anything like what the song was, what was recorded, they danced to. They had cool hair.
I didn't remember that from the behind the music, so.
Yeah, VH1. Got to look it up. That happened way back when.
Okay. So, all right.
Reddit Dusk.
Reddit Dusk. Bunch of fucking boners. Fuck those guys.
So, and so what you were saying, Boneyard, about making a new base, for Clan Wars, like we were talking about something you can switch around easily. So when I make bases, I like to maximize bombs and traps because giant bombs and traps are so good against hogs.
They're the bomb.
Yeah.
So I try to show the people this is where you should deploy your troops. This is where I'm weakest, and then lure them into deploying stuff in that spot, and then putting bombs and traps and stuff. But now with this glitch, this ghost raiding glitch, so this guy attacked me. So I was very proud of my base. I had never been more than two. I was 2-starred by T8 Town Hall 10 once, but so this Town Hall 9, not even a very good one, he starts attacking me, and he's attacking me and attacking me and attacking me. So half an hour later,
oh my God,
he finally gets 3 stars, and I was so pissed. And then I watched the replay, and he has it down to a science where every single one of my bombs are and traps are. He puts a hog at just the right spot to avoid the traps and still draw out the clan castle, and it was like he had spent so long practicing and rehorsing this attack.
Fucking Gandalf shit.
You almost got to be like, all right, 3 stars, you earned it. Even though it's a shitty thing,
they took
to be able to do. But he put the work in, and
he spent half an hour practicing.
If his battle, if it wasn't just putting a mob of guys out there a bunch of times and seeing which side,
I do have to say this:
but
if
some
you were
cold calculating shit, that's pretty cool.
If you're attacked by MDM or Melb, and it'll look like he's cheating because I've seen him just drop those
slice those guys right through 2 bombs, and they I dropped 100 guys here.
Or if you've seen
one
him,
of them hits that bomb.
If you've seen him, he'll just knows intuitively where the bombs are, and he'll drop.
That's awesome because I've seen some of our high level guys. It's so cool when they go in and it looks like they already.
He'll drop one, and it almost looks like this barb was disappearing because it'll go. Boom, right where the bomb is, and he drops another one right where the next bomb, and it just looks like it's like the shadow or whatever, just
those guys blow up.
Nightcrawler in X-Men.
So I have to rethink my whole way of making bases because I always put the traps and bombs in such a way that it gets their guys. So now traps and bombs, if everyone knows where they are with this glitch, then I need to spread them out, and they're not going to be as effective at all. So I got to I'm going to have to redo my base just because it's predicated on the use of traps and bombs, and now that they're completely useless, because
I kind of like it.
Not totally, because that AI still has to. Some of those guys will still. If you put a spring trap between two defenses, something's going from one defense to the next because it's if they're right in the same square, something's going to walk over.
Yeah,
that
but
spring.
you could chain your whole army. You could say, all right, here's this, here's that. I could just send in 5 hogs over here, and then I can send in 2 dragons over here, and that you could do that.
Yeah, you'd have to keep You'd have to keep,
We wouldn't have to retrain. See, that's the thing.
Well, you might have to, if you wanted a different army, you'd have
Right.
to retrain.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Dump them.
yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
that's not that hard.
I
to dump
kind
them and make a
of
new one.
like my traps to be a little obvious, or at least the ones where it keeps them guessing, like just, it could be between 2 defenses here or there, but
Yeah. One thing I like about the war map is you can scout yourself and you can see what you look like without your bombs. Like you can, this is what my opponents see.
Yeah.
I really like that because you're like, these look like giant, like, it's so obvious where these bombs are. Like wow, I really know where everything is on this one.
I haven't really looked at it.
It's very true.
That way. I mean,
I've got, the way I have it set up now, I just did a little bit of changing recently. I pushed out some of the stuff. Normally all my stuff on the outside of my wall is right up next to the wall, so it's within range. If something has to destroy it, it's within range of some defense. But I pushed out all the stuff at the top part of it so that you had to start destroying things before you got within the clan castle's radius. You know what I mean? Sure, a hog going in will draw my guys, but anything that you drop on the outside has to destroy stuff or get closer before it can. So you have to drop things off the thing,
Yeah, because the clan castles are key.
It's huge, yeah.
It's the one, I think it's the biggest determining factor. Almost
now
any...
with the wars.
Yeah.
I think you, Boaz, were you telling us about the Golem Witch Wizard, the Go Weavy? Was that last time?
I know about that. I don't think.
I think
maybe that was a call in or somebody else.
We were talking about it with
And the clan. Okay, that's pretty cool. But we've just been going with because we ran up against a clan that we lost to. That was the second loss, and they had all witches all up in their clan castles. And we were like, God damn, that's awesome! Like it really it murdered us.
I had no problem with them.
I didn't either because I drew him out enough and then hit him with the lightning spell.
I think people who had never even seen him before
didn't know what to do.
Yeah,
because you have to get in there and get him because they just are standing behind a wall and sending shit out and murdering you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use them always in my defensive war castle. Definitely.
Yeah, we've been doing that and wizards. And
because the wizards,
some archers in there. So the first couple guys that pop out are archers.
They basically
that's crucial,
destroy a hog army. Is the wizards because of the splash damage and the hogs stay together.
Yeah, and they have range, and they're not going after the wizards at all. They're just going around your base, getting shot at.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah, that's you got to get those guys out of there with a decent Valk wizard.
I've been taking my spells, my lightning spell.
That works good. Yeah, I mean I've switched to using that.
You got to have one on standby to go in. And,
definitely.
So, what's the troop makeup? What are you guys doing for troop makeup now? For the are you guys specializing? Because I think within our clan, we have started to say, okay, I'll pick this one. We tried to do the assigning it. Mm-hmm. But I think we've kind of come to the place where, all right, I think this is going to be one that Melb takes or Boneyard.
Yeah, we've all grown accustomed to each other's, at least the higher end, the top 20 guys.
Yeah,
we know who can take what, like this higher up stuff.
Yeah, we know Boneyard's going to go for the lowest 2, so he can get his 4 stars.
I have been waiting to the very end, and the last 2 times we were the 2 times ago, that was when we first said, hey, okay, kind of a free for all, bottom 30 guys, just go at whatever you think you can get, and then the top 20 guys waits and plays cleanup, or goes for something higher. If the bottom's been cleaned up, and we were well ahead of everybody. So I went down and 3-starred at something that was 2-star. That was easy to get my 6 war stars. Yeah,
and see, I've been wanting to do the higher ups more because
if you can. I mean, it got to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I can do anything.
But I get
better.
really nervous.
Well,
it's like it's like, hey, I go to the bathroom. I've got to we got to be in a comfortable spot.
You've
Double check.
been ready to attack for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, my guys are awake.
I mean, I don't know how many
spell.
times I've said going in, everybody going in, and just and then it starts. My hands are sweating. I'm sliding all over my iPad. Just going, okay, make sure you're tapping in right. Oh no, and then you sit back and then you get done and it's like, oh my god. And I've had some really bad ones where it's gotten really close.
You have. Yeah. I've had some. I've had a couple of. I went in
really
once and I dropped like 2 barbs and I realized that I had just gotten attacked and I didn't have my king or queen up. Like, oh shit! And I dropped it a barb and I'm like, okay, I gotta get my king out over there. I had this whole plan with the barbs and the king, and then the queen would go over here, and then I was sending my, and then the rest would be hogs, and I didn't even fucking have them. So basically, the wizards and the witch, that was that thing. They came in and just they killed all my hogs. I had to just send everything in. Like, hopefully I can get 50% with just all the defenses. Right. No,
you're just like
four heal spells and a lightning spell, and it didn't do any good.
Yeah,
and they just got murdered.
Well,
But just mowed them right down.
And it's not more embarrassing either.
Yeah, like, oh, here, everybody watch this now. Oh, what's happened last? Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Boneyard defeat.
You get the amount of war stars that you gain, though. So if you 3-star something that's 2-starred, you don't get 3 stars on your war star achievement. You only get 1.
No, you do. I've done it. No. I mean, that's
stars that you gain.
I'm sure of that. Something is 2-starred. I'll go and get that extra star. It's only 1 star for the war, but it's 3 stars for me.
No, it's only 1 star for you too.
I bet that's true.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure because I think I've checked.
Yeah, because I don't think you can get stars out of it.
Okay, we've been in 7 wars. I have 28 war stars.
So 4 per war.
Yeah, and some of them I didn't get any. So that has to be the case.
Yeah,
some of the couple of wars I didn't get any stars. Let me do some math. Let me just check this out.
Okay,
because this is a good point to figure out, because I would rather if it isn't a thing, then I'll go for the higher up ones and get a single star.
Yeah,
than wipe somebody out. So really, I'm going for my personal war stars.
And also, if you go up against someone higher, though, you get much better loot bonus.
Yeah,
too.
That's true.
So that's the other.
Yeah, that's a bonus, and that's it's kind of when it comes to the war stars, it's like it's cool. It's really cool if you get one.
Yeah,
but I'm actually starting to want to do the higher level. I want to do a hog one, and I've been playing around and taking in 4 dragons, all balloons, and then I think like 40 minions.
What?
That's pretty similar to my army that I use.
Yeah, it's like 20 balloons.
Crazy.
I think.
Ow! Why, cat? Ow!
Yeah.
Right in the back.
Because I would love to use hogs. Hogs are the best, but my hogs are so lame. They're only level 3 because I never worked on them before, and so now they're going up to 4. Yes. So I have to use balloons and dragons and stuff. They're my only things that are like actually decent troops, because the hogs are. So once the hogs get to 4, I think I can start using them because I have max heal spells and stuff like that.
Yeah, take them in on some lower level guys, but yeah, they're the shit.
Yeah, and now it's
I've been professing that on this podcast for months and months and months.
That's true. Yeah,
I love those guys, and then you get to see one of them running across.
Yeah, but I noticed I have to take in more hogs. Like 35 because.
Oh yeah,
you have to take in more. So I'm having
kind of want them to split up.
Yeah,
you got
my palms are sweating just thinking about it, because the war's gonna start in like 4 hours.
Yeah, it makes you self-conscious knowing that everyone is going to be looking and critiquing.
It starts at. That sucks, dude. It starts at 11:30 at night.
And then,
why were we starting so late?
And then, people are gonna watch it, and then. Because of the new clan castle, because of all the new stuff, it's one of those things where it's a whole different game, and then you're like, oh, my troops, and now I finally got my Velks going they're maxed.
Nice.
And golems.
Those redheaded bitches got to do some damage, huh?
I haven't even used them yet. They just finished. But now, and every time I finish a troop...
Why didn't you have a whole thing of them built so that way you can click it over and have...
Every time I finish a troop, this is what happens. right when I get done, I start with this whole different army. So I'm using more wizards and doing these things, and it's like, oh, okay, now I got to. But
And they get cheaper and they
practicing-
get worse stats too. Don't forget
Yeah.
about that. As soon as you finish.
Well, and I
Yeah.
I like the I like the 4 dragon because I got level 4 dragons, max balloons, and I send in that wave and try to use my heal spells, and then those dragons they stand up pretty nicely against those infernos.
Yeah, especially the level 4.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's just sitting there hovering, and I'm going, oh man,
Well, if
I'm
it's,
always terrified of infernos. Basically, it's I've started attacking in the war people with infernos, but I hate it because it's
Yeah.
like it's such a gamble on what's going to happen.
Well, and it depends what it's set at. Like if it's set at single, it's good against dragons and not as good against balloons. But if it's set at multi, then it's good against balloons and not as good against dragons because
Yeah.
the two settings. So it depends. You got to look at what how they set.
And that's awesome that you can scout that and check that out. Like
Yeah.
you can do that with the expos, but you can pretty much see what the expo is set at. But you can double check it when you're scouting. And I love that you can check the Inferno Tower.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see what it's at
When you're scouting, you can look at it and you have to hit info and it'll say.
Well, and that's why I'm starting to think with the higher level air armies, strong air armies are the way to go.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know
it.
because I know the golem witch wizard combo seems to do it, but when we're starting to talk about 3 stars, not just getting that town hall or getting in there, I think there's got to be some pretty creative mix-ups.
Well, because a pure air army has a really hard time 3-starring, especially at Town Hall 10, because the balloons move so slowly. Like hogs move really, really fast, so they can
You run out of
get
time.
around the
Yeah.
whole board. But all those buildings, with the balloons, like they just usually can't get to all of them.
You almost
which
want to do
is-
all hog, all balloon, and then like a giant, or not a giant, but a dragon, or a couple minions.
Minions, man, Swarm. They work great because they got enough to take a couple of hits from a couple of different types of defenses. And like
Do you
3
go
hits.
try to find a base? If you know you're going to take on a base, do you ever just go try to find one that's pretty similar and go up against it and see what happens?
in the regular attacks?
Yeah, you go to the regular attacks and do it.
Sure. Yeah.
a
Well, you got to
good
be at the
idea.
right trophy level.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, I want to fight. Well, here's a Town Hall 7. That works.
Well, hey, here's the thing. We're. Do you want to stick around and do another episode?
What time? What do we got?
We're at
Yeah.
45.
I'm down.
And we're kind of just starting. So why
Yeah,
don't
what
we
is
just
this
cut
list
it
at?
right
What
now?
have we got with this list? Hold on. We need to talk about. Oh shit! A bunch of shit still.
Yeah.
All right.
okay.
So this is episode 41/41A. We'll be back with 41B in a minute.
42.
Or episode 42 with Boaz as a continuing special guest.
Find us at ClashClansPodcast.com.
Yeah, ClashClansPodcast.com.
WDSMT Radio.
42427 Clash.
What was that?
42427 Clash.
One more time.
I think it was 42427 Clash.
I think it was.
And your voicemails are coming.
I think it was Reddit Dusk are a bunch of bitches.com.
All right.
That is so true.
Keep it classy, everybody.
All right, keep it classy, y'all.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.